All right, breaking news, man. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. This is when ratting goes wrong. When ratting goes wrong. Sit back and listen to it. This is where we at. All right? Keep it going, all night, y'all, and bounce to the beat now, Yo, check it out, right? I'm gonna keep it 100, man. Today's episode is gonna be about when ratting goes wrong, okay? This is what happened, man. I'm gonna give it to you raw, cause it's a gangster channel, so I know a lot of the rat bastards gonna have content off of this because they gonna wanna eat, cause even a rat gotta eat. Check it out. This is where we at. Keefe D got arrested. You understand what I'm saying? For the Tupac murder, they had the little news brief and all that. Few people covered it, but I want to make sure I get all the facts right before I break it down and give it to you in simple hood term so you could understand it from my channel, and then you could branch out, listen to the other channels, and get even more confused. All right? Gunshots. Now, check. Keefe D, when this situation happened back in 2010, because, you know, this be a little prison show, too, so that's why I got my prison background. 2010, I was in California and got shipped over in June over to Coleman, Florida, right? And I was in Coleman, Florida, 2012. When that was going on, Keefe D was on the street sitting down with the, you know, Las Vegas, Nevada, whatever you want to call them, detectives. And he was debriefed by these people. He sat down with these people in 2010 and 2012. I'm just reporting the facts, so you rat bastards that don't like it, I'm going to give you your 3 seconds to just tap out. Be gone. You know what it is. All right? This is a gangster channel. So this is what it is. He sat down with these people, gave them what he could give them, and he signed an agreement that he wouldn't be prosecuted for giving them the information that he gave him, because all they wanted from him, as they told him, was that, yo, we just want, you know, the main culprits. We want the shooter. We want this one. We don't want you. So whatever you tell us about you, we won't charge you. And they didn't charge him. You know, they didn't charge him. You know, and he told him what he had to tell him. But then he felt like he was in bed with them, like he was their friend, like he could trust them. So from 2012, you know, all the way up, you know, from him doing interviews and getting baited out on different interviews to add a little more to the story and add a little more to the story and a little gunshot here and a gunshot there and, you know, a gunshot everywhere. You know how that thing go. You know, once he started singing, you know, Stevie Wonder and Mariah Carey had nothing on him. You know, this is what it is. This is just the facts, man. This is just the facts. But he talked, or should I say, sang his way into a birdcage. You know what I mean? Now, when you think that you could sit down with government officials after you done ran the streets and be their friend, you have an issue. You should have never got involved with the street. So those are the young ones I'm talking to now. If you disagree with anything that I say, then you on the right track. All right? If you disagree, let me say it again, because, you know, these rat bastards look for something to say. If you disagree with anything I have to say, you on the right track to be a civilian, because I'm going to give it to you raw from the street perseverance. That man should have never sat down with the police. We understand it was Tupac, it was whoever. You know what I mean? When it was my mother and she was kidnapped, I couldn't sit down with the police. When my brother caught 2 to the head, I couldn't sit down with the police. You just don't do it when you on the street, under no circumstances. So that's your man, that's your fan, that's your this, that's your that. That was my mother, that was my brother. This is what it is. My mother didn't think about going to the police. I didn't think about going to the police. Police wasn't helping us get the money that we got. So therefore, they didn't attract the wolves that we attracted, because that's how, you know, the law of the jungle worked. You know, let me ride, you know. Let me ride. I feel like riding right now, you know, because I'm getting a little serious on this rat bastard. Then, you know, come on, blue. Oh, man. But a prime example of when ratting goes wrong. But, you know, I'm a ride right now. You know, I'm a ride. So I'm riding, and it's a rainy night like tonight. It's a rainy night, so you know I shoot over there to a little local club over in Harlem, and you know it's raining cats and dogs, you know. But I pull up with my little raincoat. I jump out, got the 9mm on my waistline, you know. As I'm walking in the club, you know, a dude try and rob me. Now, when he try and rob me, we get in a shootout. You know what I mean? He get hit, I get hit. You know what I mean? We both get away. You understand what I'm saying? I pass the gun off to my man. I'm driving in the car, and now I get pulled over for this gunshot wound, you know? And the police see it after he pulled me over on what they call a routine stop. Now they lock me up, and they're telling me that I fit the description of the person that was having a shootout in front of the club in the rain, even though I got away from the scene of the crime, and they wanted the gun. And if I gave them the gun and told them who I was shooting up against, because they know from the witnesses that they tried to rob me, so to be self-defense, so, you know, I'll be in good hands, just let them know who the other person was, this and that. You know what I mean? What do you tell them? You know? What do you tell them? You know? Bottom line, I had to tell them, I don't know nothing, man. You know what I mean? If I did something wrong, lock me up. If I didn't, let me go. You know what I mean? Let's do this. You know? And I'm not talking this to be a tough guy. You know, Cash App on the screen. You know what I mean? I'm Reverend Ike right now. You know, make sure it says it was created in 2020 when you hit my logo and there's no one in my last name. Just so you understand. This is how this thing go, man. You can't have one foot in the street and the other foot in the police station. Pick a side. Either you're gonna run to the police when you get in a problem, or you're gonna run to the street when you get a problem. It's no in between. It's a straight line, either straight there or straight across there. But you can't stop in the middle and say, let me hang out for a minute and play a little double dutch. That don't work. You know what I mean? This man thought that that was going to work. He sat there in the middle, and he's doing interviews, and they baiting him out, and he's just yabbity, 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 and just kept going, you know, and just kept going. And they turned around and used his own words to write up an indictment. Those people not going on no national TV saying they got this and that if they don't have their, you know, they T's crossed and their I's dotted, as they say. That's when they know it's a closed casket, you know? So, I mean, I don't, you know, I seen, you know, one of Tupac homies do a video out west. I'm not even gonna say his name because ain't to diss nobody, where they was celebrating, you know, this brother going down. You know, as, you know, a former man of the street, man, and knowing what the system is like, I don't wish nobody in jail, you know? And I'm going, yes, I'm saying it, man, you know, I don't wish nobody in jail, you know? I don't wish nobody in jail. I mean, we make mistakes. This is life, man. You trip, you fall, you get up, and you keep it moving from you as a child. You know, when I tripped and fell and, you know, wound up in the federal court with handcuffs and got life plus 20, you know, it was what it was. You know what I mean? So I didn't look to, you know, blame it on nobody, tell on nobody, sit down with him. And that's why I'm out here sitting in this chair as a man right now. You know, that's why I'm out here sitting in this chair as a man, just so y'all fully understand how this thing go. You can't, youngins, you can't say, I'm a gangster, but I go to school at night. Or, you know, you dudes that's, you know, that got a girl, you know, that's married, you know, that's wifed up. You know what I mean? Now, if you wifed up, stay wifed up. Stay out there with your wife if you love her. And stay off the street. You know what I mean? Because now when they pick you up, you're going to be one of those, you know, but I love a dog. I got to tell on you. But I love a dog. I can't let her, you know, be out there. She too bad. You know, everybody already trying to holler at her when she with me, disrespecting me. I mean, this is the type of things that go through the rat bastard's mind. You know what I mean? When you got a girl, stay in a straight lane, man. You know, that's all I'm saying. You know, I ain't had no girl when I was running the street doing what I was doing because it wasn't nobody to trust, you know. Now, I was booed up, had females living with me, things like that, and, you know, and I genuinely had love for them, you know, but did I trust them that far? Nah, I didn't trust them that far. You know what I mean? They still got blindfolded to the house, too. You know what I mean? But, you know, you just gotta be off the street, man. That's all I can say, man. Because you don't want to get caught up in this where you're saying that, you know what I mean? I would have told, I should have told, he should tell, this should tell. You shouldn't even be having these conversations because that's not a part of life when you're not breaking the law. That's where I'm at with that. He sat down with them and he felt that he, was cool. And he did what we call back in the day, they rocked him to sleep. They rocked him to sleep. When they rock you to sleep is, you know what I mean? He came out of there in 2012 feeling high and mighty. He done signed the paperwork. He done say what he had to say, and he's jumping up and down, man. Woo, I'm doing the unique Mecca audio chant dance. Hey, oh, all right, all the way to the bank. I'm getting ready to do some interviews, get paid for the interviews, write me a book, a memoir, got all these pictures. I even got the bullets for this, I got the that. And all of this stuff he dancing all the way to the bank with, you know what I mean? But the case was so powerful, everybody was scared to touch it, especially through him. So he never got off the ground. So that's a prime example. That's why I took a nice picture of that man, That's why I took a nice picture of that man. I didn't want to get no mugshot looking picture because he was just a black man trying to make it out the hood, man. You know what I mean? Made bad choices. We all made bad choices. My bad choices cost me 26 years in federal prison. So, I mean, I can't say mine is any worse than his because I love Tupac and I love his music. And I know Tupac personally, and it hurt me when he died. You know what I mean? I know him personally. Got pictures of him up in my club and all that. Took him shopping on 25th. He hung out at the Mecca, hung out at Club 2000. I mean, that was, my brother too. You know what I mean? But just like that was my mother that got tied up in, house invasion and pistol whipped and all that, trying to get the bag. But I didn't go to the police for my mother. My mother didn't go to the police for herself. You know what I mean? Because we know the rules of the street. I was on the street. I can't say, oh, mommy, I got to go get help because they done did this to you and I need their help. My mother going to look at me like, niggas, you stupid. What is wrong with you? Since when you call on them for anything? Since when have they given you anything? You know what I mean? So right there, I knew I had to stand up and be a man on man time and handle my business, and that's what it was, But, man, gunshots again, man, gunshots. Matter of fact, I got to start this intro over one more time, man. All right, come on now. Keep it going. Make a word. All right, so let me finish the rest of this now. So that's what I'm saying. They let him get comfortable. They let Brother Keefe D, like I said, breaking news, he was arrested today, for the Tupac murder thing. He's caught up in that, and they're going to break out the indictment and all that. And I guarantee you they're going to make it a conspiracy. With a conspiracy, they could put a broad net, and now they're going to allow this man that's been working with them all this time since 2012. All that came out already, so there ain't no fake paperwork, this paperwork or that. We talking facts now. You know what I mean? Because that's what they used against him. Now, this man sat there and felt so comfortable with these people that he let time go on, and got comfortable. And they just sat back and waited, and they just watched him, and they let him get loose, and watched him get looser and looser and looser and looser until gunshots. Now they want to move in for the kill, So either he ran out of information to tell him over the years, because he would have had to keep giving them information to stay out there. But this is what happened when ratting goes wrong. He ran out of information to give these people. So now they said, you got nothing to give us, so we going to need you because we still got to feed our kids by turning a couple of you dumb niggas in. We got unique dumb ass back in 93, so now we got your dumb ass in 2023, 30 years later. You see how this works? Do you youngins see how this work? Cash App on the screen, man. The game is to be sold, not told, man. I'm giving it to you 100. This is what it is. Just so you understand. They know what they doing. They know exactly what they doing. That's why I'm telling you youngins, get out the street. But if you choose to stay in the street, know you got, You know what I mean? Your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent because anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. And that's what they did with this man right here. They used everything he said against him in the court of law and brought back an indictment and now trying to take this man freedom. And I was told this man even got cancer. But do you think they cared? Look how old Whitey Bulger was. You know what I mean? When they locked him up. You know, man been on the run for like 40, 50 years and they still go pick him up. I mean, they don't forget no vendetta, but they tell you to forgive them and forget about slavery. They even went as far in Florida as saying, let's take slavery out the history books down here in Florida because we don't want our boys knowing that we really control them to that extent. We want them to think that the 1 and 2 Negroes that we put on the front line and let do a little rapping and jigabooing for the state of Florida and make some money and, you know, drive big Bentleys and, you know, fancy yachts and all that, that they have a shot at that. But we're going to limit the Negroes. We allow that shot. So they trying to take that out the history book. So you think that, man, I got a shot. And you keep chasing that shot and jumping hurdles and screwing up and tripping on your face. Tripping on your face. And wondering what the hell is going on. Why I can't get that yacht? I'm doing everything right. I'm a man like he's a man. Because you wasn't chosen. They choose a few of them to put in the front to give us something to look at, to want to strive to be. So now we have millions of little wannabe rappers, drill rappers, rap rappers, gangster rappers, R&B singers. Everybody's striving to be these few that was chosen. You know? It's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard. That's what life is about, man. It's hard. Just so you understand. But he got comfortable with them and they wound up using the same thing. So let me wrap it up. So they wound up using the same words against him, that he was in the car, he passed him the gun, seen the gun, and all this that he said on the YouTube joints that he never told them. I bet you none of that was told to them people back then. If it was told to them people back then, they would have locked his ass up then, and that would have been the end of rap. But obviously he knew that he ain't busting no gun in the car, so they figured that they'll get him to give them the whole story so they could solve this part of American black hip-hop history. You know what I mean? They'll put that in the law books now, in the history books, you know, and they'll take out slavery instead of adding it with slavery. You see, if they give us something, they take something. That's how it is. You know what I mean? It's a give and take world, you know? So, you know, don't think you're going to get nothing for nothing. But this brother right here made a deal with the devil and, you know, became when the poster boy for when ratting goes wrong. He thought he could make a deal with the devil and tell in 2012, sign affidavit, they wouldn't use it against him in a court of law. And then flipped it. You know what I mean? And started talking outside the box about handing over the gun, seeing the shooter. He the only one in the car, and the whoop, the whoop, the whoop, the whoop that made him YouTube famous. Because dudes do anything for YouTube famousness, for views and likes. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed. I forgot to tell you that. You know, Cash App coming up. If you ain't going to do the Cash App, subscribe right now. Everybody watching it's not, you know, willing to do a Cash App. Hit the subscribe button and give me an emoji. I like these little emojis right here with the diamonds and the gunshots and the pistols and all that. Let me know my peoples is tuning in. You know, I do respond to my comments like I do answer my phone. I'm going to say it again. When somebody call on this phone, I answer my phone. I answer this phone. You know, so don't call and say, is this really you? Can't believe you answered the phone. Yeah, I put the number up there. You know what I mean? I ain't got nothing to hide, but man, the game is to be sold, not told. You know what I mean? My time is valuable. I answer the phone 2, 3 in the morning. If you need help, I'm here. You know what I mean? If you just calling the George Rack in the morning, hit the Cash App, nigga. You know what I mean? Just keeping it 100. You know? But if you got an issue, you know, I'm all ears. You know? But you calling just George Jack like you want to party, you know, that's the way you pay to go in the club, nigga. You pay me to talk on the phone 2, 3 in the morning, the same way you pay to get in that disco. You know what I mean? But this is hustling, man, so they understand one-on-one. This is how ballers do. You know, I came out and I created a lane, and a lot of people don't like the lane. So when I say rat bastards, everybody looking at a rat. Picture 10 rats in a room right now. Let me give you a picture. I'm going to give you a picture that I'm going to tap out. You know what I mean? You know, because this is about when ratting goes wrong. Picture 10 rats in a room right now watching me. You know, every last one of them is calling me every skunt and scumbag in the book and piece of this and piece of that. You know what I mean? And I'm everything under the book. And every time I say gunshots to you rat bastards and flip-flop wearing in public trolls, you know what I mean? They look at each other, they say, I hate this nigga. You know what I mean? I know what they doing. You know what I mean? But then when they leave and they go home, they girl looking at my YouTube channel, you know? And then now they lay down and they watch it with their girl and they feel a little better watching it with their girl because they girl don't know that they really a rat bastard. You know what I mean? So they don't have to feel guilty that I'm, you know, speaking about them when I say you rat bastards. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. You know what I mean? But like I said, if you just be a man to just claim your position so a man know if he want to deal with it, that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to bash no rats or whatever. You know what I mean? But don't be a rat and then try and say you a man and then get a man caught up in the bullshit because you didn't stand up on man time when you presented yourself on man time. Present yourself on the rat time you are. Then if he's desperate enough, you know what I mean, then he'll mess with you. But give him that opportunity. That's what I'm promoting. You know what I mean? But I'm really promoting don't get involved, don't go on the street, it's not worth it. So I'm giving you both ends of the sword. So you know, if you choose to be on the street, that's how it is. But I'm telling you it's not worth it. It cost me 26 years in federal prison playing these games with these people, man. Being four-pointed down on cement beds, being force-fed, locked in the cells 23 hours a day. You know, come on, man. Being locked in a cell where you can't even flush the toilet. You have to ask the police when they walk up the walkway, excuse me, officer, can you flush my toilet? And he might say, I already passed your cell, I get it when I come back. Now he don't come back for 2 hours and, you know, you've still been smelling your feces in the cell. And you got to wait for a man to walk by. You know what I mean? And feel it in his heart to push the button to flush your cell. That's prison. If you youngins want that, go on and get that. That's why I say, man, when ratting go wrong, don't think that you're going to rat your way out of something. If I get caught, I'm going to tell. You know what I mean? Because that's the face of when ratting goes wrong. Thinking that you're going to get caught, you're going to tell, then you're going to be all right and you're going to be down with the good old boys because you're a good old rat. But no, it don't work like that, my name, bro. All right? It don't work like that. Just guarantee you 100, man. I've been on here long enough. Man, cop the book of Rowan Harlem, man, until you rat bastards. You know what I mean? Come from under that rock and just tell the men of honor who you are. And then everybody be all right and we could all understand. All right, let's go.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was wine. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be whoring uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend it air. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them, cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the rules.